Hello and welcome everybody. I'm just going to take over the share from our Zoom team. Give me 1 second here. All right. And welcome to our very first or inaugural In the Know. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to our new community manager, Sherley Joseph, and she will be taking over the introductions for us. Welcome, Shirley.
Stephanie, how are you today?
I am well. How are you? Actually, do you know what? I am better than well. Do you know why?
Why?
T4 season is over, and it is so exciting to host the first webinar after T4 season. I know, look
Yes,
at all the emojis we're getting.
yes.
Woohoo!
I am loving this excitement right now. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the In the Know new QuickBooks Online updates for March 2026. We're excited because this is the very first In the Know session in Canada. Yay! I feel like Kermit the Frog right now. Ah! So, what is In the Know? In the Know is a reoccurring webinar series that's designed to keep you ahead of what's changing across the QuickBooks ecosystem. You'll hear directly from Intuit leaders, you'll see live demonstration of new features, and gain practical insights from accounting professionals who are using these tools every day. And this is just the beginning. Our next session will be hosted on June 23rd. So be sure to mark your calendar. Our goal is simple to make sure that you're not just keeping up, but staying ahead. I'm Sherley Joseph. I am your new Intuit Community Manager, and I am so excited to be here with you today. As a CM, my focus is simple, making sure you stay connected, informed, and ahead of what's changing across the QuickBooks ecosystem. And today is exactly that, practical updates that you can actually use. And I'm not doing this alone. It's my pleasure to, I know all of you guys are familiar, but maybe some of you are not. But I'd like to introduce Stephanie St. Louis, owner of SSL Solutions Incorporated. Stephanie, we're excited to learn from you today. Can you share a quick bio about you, just in case if some people are not familiar with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the owner of SSL Solutions. We're based out of a small little town just outside of North Bay in northern Ontario. I also own a farm and a farm store where we sell lots of meat. And I have a bookkeeping practice, obviously. That's why we're here. That's why I'm one of the people who get to teach you these things. And I'm just super excited to be here with everybody today, especially for this first inaugural In the Know.
Awesome, awesome. And also, it's a pleasure to have Ricky Duquette, who is owner of Riquiel Solutions de Gestion. He'll be helping with moderating and answering all your questions in the Q&A section. Ricky, just for some people to get familiar with you, just briefly a little information about you and who you are.
Bonjour tout le monde. Donc, mon nom est Ricky. No, I'm just having fun with you guys. I was going in French there because, yes, I'm based in Quebec. So, usually I do training sessions in French, but yes, I also speak in English. So, it's my pleasure to be able to answer all your questions here today. So, don't hesitate. I'm there for all of you. Great session, everybody.
Thank you so much, Ricky. Before we continue, just a quick few notes for you for today's webinar. Handouts are available via the resources tab in the Zoom menu bar. Please submit your question via the Q&A button and limit your question to today's webinar content. And a recording of this webinar will be emailed to you following the webinar. Okay, so all right, now let's keep going. Now let's talk about earning your CPD. To receive CPD credits, you must be in attendance for 80% of the scheduled duration of the webinar. So today's In the Know is eligible for one CPD credit. If you meet the requirements, your CPD certificate will be emailed to you within 48 hours of attending the webinar. And please download your CPD certificate within 14 days or it will expire, okay? So make sure you stay with us for some community news. Stay tuned all the way to the webinar. And here's what we'll be covering today. First, product innovations, QuickBooks on the Intuit platform, then then Intuit accounting suite, and finally, again, community news, including Get Connected 2026 and important upcoming product sunsets. All right, let's get into it. Stephanie, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shirley. So, as we get into it and I talk about all of these things, I'm going to turn off my camera as well so that I call them my French hands. Don't distract everybody from the content that I'm going to show you and all the different features that we're going to talk about today. So, off camera I go and let's get into it. My favorite joke, my favorite little saying. And I like when I get reactions about it. Let's get into it. Haha. I laugh at my own jokes. I know, it's fine. Okay, so enhanced bank feeds. Oh, there we go. More people are laughing too. Thank you for, entertaining my sense of humor. Enhanced bank feeds. So the fun thing about today is that we're just kind of going over and showing you guys some of the new features that are happening in the Intuit platform. Maybe some of them you might have already seen, you might already know have been there, but we just thought we'd spotlight them in this series of In the Know. And some of them might be brand spanking new that you never even knew was there. So it's going to be just kind of a fun webinar where we show you all these different features that maybe you didn't know about and that you'll start using. In this first one, the enhanced bank feeds. Now, they've been around for a little bit now, and so we should mostly have all seen them by now, I would assume, or possibly. But there's other features within it that you might not even know exist. So I'd like to take you to my QuickBooks demo, and I'm going to show you guys just the different new things that are in here. So one pain point that I have with me and my clients is that I have a number of clients within my firm that do all their own data entry. So maybe they do all their own data entry and I just reconcile their accounts for them, or maybe I do compliance and that I just prepare their HST returns for them. So I've got different clients that want different services. One of the things that I find and is a pain point for me, so I'm loving this new feature, is that some of my clients, when they use the bank feed section, they don't fill out all the three forms. Now, QuickBooks forces you to fill out the tax form, but they don't force you to fill out the supplier or the from to column, right? Now, if you guys go into this gear icon, you can scroll all the way down to the bottom. Warn if missing supplier customer. Turn this feature on. This is what I'm doing in every single one of my client files now. I'm turning this feature on so that when they come in here and enter the information, so let's say they put the tax in, let's say they put the category in, and they hit post. Whoa. Try that again. There we go. This big, huge warning is going to come up on their screen and say, hey, are you sure you want to post this without a supplier or customer? It should have one. You might want to put one in. So I am super stoked about this new feature. I think this is going to help me have to go back to my clients and be like, you keep forgetting to put in the supplier. Can you please put in the supplier? It makes everybody's job easier and it's better for compliance, right? Yes, I love the clapping hands and the thumbs up. That's perfect. So they do get to choose post anyway, but hopefully they don't. They say cancel and they go in and fix the issue. So that's one of the first things. So again, you want to go into the gear icon, you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you want to turn on that warn if missing supplier or customer. The next one, and I don't have too many clients that might need this feature, but I'm going to let you know about it because you might. So if you go into the drop down by the bank, sometimes we have clients that have a number of accounts. So let's say they've got, a few checking accounts, a bunch of savings accounts, maybe a lot of credit cards, maybe each employee has a credit card. So there could conceivably be a very large list of accounts that go across here. You used to have to click this and scroll through that list. Now Intuit has put a search by account name at the top here. So you can now search like checking account or account, 1,000, and it'll populate here, and then you'll be able to click on it so that you don't have to go scrolling through that whole list of accounts anymore, either here or across the screen. There is now a search, and you can click on each account individually through this search. So great feature. I'm lucky that I don't have clients that just, collect accounts, but some people do. So you can definitely use that and for those clients. The next thing that we look at all the hand. So I think a lot of you might need this feature. So that's awesome. It's good to see that that's a really good, useful feature for some of you. The next feature in this section is attachments. So it used to be when you had an attachment. So let's say you got a receipt that you had to see the little paper clip here. We had to click on this plus sign. When I did that, I had to come in here and choose and attach my attachment to that expense or whatever the transaction might be. Now I've got a PDF here. You can now drag and drop, and it's called a rental agreement. It's just a blank document really, but you can drag and drop it right into the transaction. I'm going to drop it there, and you'll see uploading. And then once it's done uploading, you will see that it turns, there we go. Sorry, it turns the number 1. There's one attachment attached to this file now. So we could finish categorizing it, and then we could post, and our attachment will stay there. So we have the option now of dragging and dropping attachments right into the transactions. Little tiny note on this though, because there's always a caveat, right? This works for new transactions only. If you match transactions, you can't do the drag and drop for match transactions because it's not there. The capability is not there. It's only if you have a new transaction that you're adding. So I don't think that's a huge deal breaker for anybody. I love drag and drop features. They make me so happy. So it's still a big, huge win in my books. So those are 3 of the really newer features that we wanted to show you in this bank transaction section. We're going to go back to our slide deck. All right, now let's talk about data protection and collaboration. So there's, again, some of these things are new and some of these things are just we're sending out reminders about them. So we're hoping that you're going to stress less about work auto saving. And what I mean by that is and this feature I feel like has been here for a long time. I feel like I've seen it for a while, but now anytime that you're working in, let's say, an invoice or an estimate or your journal entries, if you try to leave that page in, whether it be to go to another area or to click on something different, it's going to automatically prompt you to save. So that's one big thing. So you don't have to worry about accidentally not saving your work. There is a big box that pops up now that prompts you to save the work that you've created to reduce the risk of potential lost data, and it ensures your workflows will continue running smoothly. One of the other really neat features about this section is collaboration, I guess. And I'm going to go back into product. And I don't know if it's been a stress point for any of you. It kind of is for me because I've got a few clients that want to make sure that I don't just send an invoice to one of them. Maybe I have to send it to like an accounting at email and the owner's email. And we did have the feature of putting like a comma in the email address on the email line for clients before. But now for customers and vendors, if we click into, and I'm going to go find me, I created me as a customer in this file. if we go into the edit box, you will now see, so this is the email section we always had before, right? And we could add a comma in here and put another email address. But maybe we didn't always want to send it to those two people and it would automatically populate there, right? Now we've got a CC box and a BCC box. So you've got three options for three different emails for your customers now. So that when we send, I love the emojis and how excited you guys are about these great features because I'm excited too. So we've got three options here, and I just want to show you how that works in play. So I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go into an invoice that I created. So from the invoice, you've got that initial email, right? And then if you click on that CC and BCC, it automatically populated here. So they are there, but it's still editable. And or you could change it or you can add more. So you can still put that comma in here and add more emails if you want to, or remove them if you want to. So you have that flexibility. When I review and send the invoice, again, I still have the option of making changes and editing or adding. So it's still very flexible, but at least it populates now everybody who we need it to populate, which is lovely in my opinion. And you can put as many emails as you want in these different sections, which is nice too. So another feature that I'm quite excited about, to be honest. All right, let's go back to our slide deck. And let's talk about the optimized mobile app. And I'm going to be totally transparent here. I am not tech savvy enough to learn how to cast and broadcast my phone to show you guys any of this. So this is just stuff we're going to talk about for just a few minutes. So the mobile app, for any of you who are using them, and we're not using them to run our whole business. That's not what the mobile app is really meant for. It's meant to be a tool that we can use on the go, right? But our clients probably use it a lot more than we do. And it's meant, to be able to create an invoice while they're out at a client's or different things. Well, the mobile app has been updated to be in line with the new Intuit platform so that there's consistency across the app as well as the online tools, right? But from the mobile app, they've got a new dashboard and their clients or if you guys use your mobile app as well, you're going to be able to see key metrics and actions consolidated right into a single view in the app. It's going to allow clients to review AI-powered insights in a dedicated feed on the mobile app as well. And then clients can also navigate more quickly from a consolidated menu. So I did go in, I did look at the app, and it does look a lot more like the new Intuit platform. And I just found it was a lot more intuitive and the clicking wasn't as fragmented, let's say, throughout the app. So that was lovely. But other new great things and improved tools in the mobile experience is the multi-currency. So the multi-currency module is now fully in the mobile app feed, bank feed experience. So that's nice for our clients that do have multi-currency turned on. And then the sales tax picker and the transfer tab is also working very well in the mobile app. It's more intuitive to move money across currencies and manage international transactions now right through the mobile app. So all of those things are really great big wins for our clients. And hopefully they will appreciate those changes as well. All right, let's talk about customizing sales orders. I already know the emojis are going to go wild for what I'm about to show you in here. So let's talk about sales orders. You can now customize sales orders right in the sales order or go to custom form styles and create new form. So these were not customizable in the past. Oh, look at you guys. I know. Wow. So exciting. So I'm going to go back into my product and I'm going to go over to sales orders and I'm going to show you guys a few things here. So we have the option, actually I'm going to go up into the gear icon first, settings, And if you go to custom form styles, now this has been out for a little bit, but you might not have noticed, and I'm super excited about this because my clients kept asking for this. So I'm very happy that if you click on the drop down here, new style, you've got invoice, which we always had, estimate, sales receipt, and sales order. We can now customize these things for our clients, or our clients will be able to customize them as well. Super exciting. Yeah, big, big, big excitement around this. Let's go back into the sales orders. And if I click on in my sales orders column, so you'll see I've got my sales orders here. Another big thing that's very exciting, I'm going to open up this sales order. So estimates can now be linked to a sales order, and sales orders can be converted directly to an invoice or a purchase order now. Now, these are things that are only available in Plus or Advanced. Look, I knew. Those are the reactions I was expecting. If we click on this drop down beside Save and Close, you've got Convert to Invoice or Convert to Purchase Order now. Yes. Lots of clapping, lots of hearts, so much excitement to be had in here. So this should help streamline, the whole purchase and sales order and workflow for our clients. So very, very, very exciting changes here. Also, you can customize it right in here. So you can customize the sales orders right in the sales order. So if you go up and click the gear icon at the top here, you've got the customization button that's going to open and the design button. If I click that drop down, so you can change manually what would be on this sales order, and then you can also change the design here. So lots of flexibility now with what our sales orders look like and what buttons and what boxes we have available to us in these sales orders too. I think this is a really big win. I'm very excited about this for my clients. See, and there's that thing. Remember, I said we're going to have these pop-ups just to remind us, do you really want to exit the form? Your work will not be saved. Correct, it's not. So just an extra safety precaution so that we don't lose our work accidentally, because sometimes when we're working, we just get going fast and clicking buttons and we forget, right? So I love that this pop-up is quite big. The font is large because, I wear bifocals now. So just this extra safety precaution to make sure we're not going to lose our work. But I don't need to save anything in there. So we're going to X out of there. All right. Let's go back to our slide deck. And this next one is very exciting. I'm so excited about all of this. I can't say that word enough. So role-based access control, RBAC. So we're going to talk about access to our clients. We're going to talk about access to our firm and all the different options we have now. So many options. And I just know this is another one of those features that you're going to love. So if I go into, let's see here, this firm. So under Teams, so we've got our team tab here and we've got our users. So right now I'm in a firm. You've always got your list of users. That was always there, right? If you go under roles, you will now see that we've got client roles and we've got firm roles. So this means that for each one of our employees, we can change exactly what role they have for a client and what role they have for our firm. There's more clarity involved with this. Yeah, look, you guys are so happy. What a good group, great group we have here. So we're going to be able to customize roles. Your QuickBooks account already has pre-filled roles that exist. You're going to have the option of editing these roles. You're also going to have the option of creating roles. And you can create the exact role that each person on your team should have access for. So let's say we have, I don't know, a junior bookkeeper. Okay. And we could put a different description here. We could leave it junior bookkeeper. We could call it, whatever you want. And you can make it do whatever you need to do. That's the whole point. So you open up the sales options. You can have it so that they can see everything on invoices and do everything for invoices. But if they're a junior bookkeeper, do I want them to edit and be able to delete invoices? Maybe not, right? So maybe I don't want to them to ever be able to delete invoices. So I'm just not even going to give them that option. And then for estimates, maybe I just want them to be able to view and create. Now, just remember, we are now in firm access. So this is for the books for the firm. As a junior bookkeeper, I probably don't want them to have access to any of this, to be honest. So this is not a section that I would give them access to. So I'm going to close that up. As a firm, I don't know that we've got much inventory to deal with or expenses. So maybe they don't have any access to anything in the firm, right? Or maybe there's some reports that I want them to do. Maybe there's some account management that I'd like them to do. The whole point here is that we can give them access. One thing that's really, really exciting for me is that I use ProTax in my firm for T1s, right? Before, you almost had to give all access to your firm to be able to allow your staff to see the ProTax section and to utilize the ProTax section. Now I'm going to be able to give them no access to my firm, but access to the ProTax section so that they can do T1s for our clients, right? So much capability, so much access here. It's just wild. I love it. On the client side of things, we've got different roles. So they can do all sorts of things. What this looks like though, so let's go into our users and let's create a new user. So we're going to say add user. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to add somebody as a user. So you're assigning the roles. So we created the roles in that roles tab, right? And then we can assign each role to each employee. So every single employee can have a different role for our firm. That's what's here. So I'm going to say standard no access here. It will show you the permissions that that employee is allowed to have with that standard no access. Further down though, here's a listing of all the clients in this firm. We can click on numerous clients, click on assign access, and choose what role our employee has for this client. And the fun part is that for each client, so I would do all three here. So like I'll say standard all access, let's say, and then save, they've got standard all access. But I can choose one client at a time and assign access and decide for this client, it is standard limited customers only. So I can make it absolutely tailored for every single client that I have so that the employees on my team are only accessing and doing the work that I want and or need them to do, and they don't have the capability of doing other things within the firm. So I think this is a huge win. I think this is a big, big, big feature that our firms were missing in the past, and that it's going to help us manage our practices way better with our teams. So yeah, this one is definitely a clapping, hands up. So excited about getting this this feature in use with all of our different firms. So definitely, if I were you guys, one of the things that I would do, see, there's that leave without saving. Is come in here, look at all the different roles, and this is going to take some time for you to set up in your firm, right? But look at all the different roles for clients, look at all the different roles for your firm, and tailor these. Like you might be fine to use these ones, but edit them. Go in and see what is involved with all of these. Make them yours. Make them right and yours for your firm. Take the time, set it up the way you want, set it up properly, and then you're laughing for the rest of the life of your firm because everything's already set and it's done and it's organized, right? So definitely this one's a big win in my book. All right, let's go back to our slide deck. And now let's talk about streamlined client collaboration. So when you're reconciling transactions in the bank feed, and if you guys are like me, sometimes you have clients that will make purchases or yeah, pretty much just make purchases and they didn't send a receipt through. Maybe you don't have a software like Dex, or maybe you're just running off of bank statements and stuff like that. We can now request missing information via a secure portal right directly to the employee that we need to request that to. And so if I go back into my QuickBooks account here, and I'm going to go back up to my bank transactions. Now we did present this a few months ago when we showed the new Intuit platform, but we wanted to spend a little bit more time on it because you now have the option of making sure or sending different requests to different employees. So if I click on, I don't know if any of you noticed this request more info column, or if any of you guys have started using it. Actually, thumbs up. Are any of you guys using this feature already? Because it's been out for a little bit now. And have you started requesting information from your clients? Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I love that you guys are doing that. Perfect. Okay, so when you have uh, an expense that maybe you want to see the receipt for, maybe they purchased some sort of big asset, you want to make sure you have that receipt, you can click on this plus button and then you can request more info. So you can put in the actual wording that you want, or you can do one of these buttons here. So ask for receipt. Can you add the receipt? You can choose to add as a add and post this so that it goes directly to an employee, or you can add request to list. If I add request to list, then it will populate here. So this had 3 requests before, now I'm up to 4. So if I click on the request list, you'll see a new window will open. It just takes a minute. Okay, welcome to the request portal. Now, this is opening up because we haven't set up the email alerts. So when a request is answered from the employee, you want to make sure that you're going to have the alerts set up so that they come to you and so that you'll get alerted when there's an answer there. I'm going to just turn that off for now. So can you add the receipt? You see who's asking it, and it's populated in a list of other questions. You can choose to send them all at the same time. So you can keep populating the list as you go through the bank transactions, or you can send them individually. When you send the requests, though, here is where you can put in the employee's email or the owner's email or whoever's email that you want to ask the question to, and it will send a direct link a direct email to that person that you're asking the question to. That way, they will get a button, I guess, in that email, and they can respond to it even if they don't have a QuickBooks account. So this is circumventing them having access to QuickBooks because sometimes our clients don't have access to QuickBooks, right? I know lots of heart emojis and clapping. I think this is a really, really important feature that QuickBooks put in, and it's going to help streamline our work a lot more. So you can send the email off, they'll click on the button to give a response, and then the response will populate in our request section. So you'll see the chain of answers to each individual question that we have on the right here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You want to click on the next one and send that one, you can. You can choose to send them all to. So definitely a feature, especially for those of us who might not have practice management software that might have that feature in it. I think this is a really, really, really good option for us to communicate quickly with our clients, to get those quick answers, or to give them a portal to just upload that receipt right to that transaction. That would be helpful as well. So definitely I'm loving this feature. All right. Next, we're going to talk about product innovations in the Intuit Accountant Suite. Who of us has transitioned from the QuickBooks Online Accountant to the new Intuit Accountant Suite for our firms? Thumbs up or big any kind of emoji. I'll take anything. Okay, quite a few of you. I love it. I love it. I have two. And for those of you who haven't yet, so everything that was available in your QuickBooks Online Accountant is now available in your Intuit Accountant Suite. So there's two kind of levels of Intuit Accountant Suite. There's the base level, which has all the same features as our old accountant did accountant account. And then there's kind of like a premier level as well that is free right now. So I do highly recommend you signing up for the highest level to just try out all the features, see which ones you like, see which ones that you'd be willing to pay for eventually. The cost isn't there yet. It's free while it's in beta mode, okay? And then that way you can decide if these are things you might want to pay for later. Let's talk about realm consolidation in the accountant suite. So with the newly updated IAS, your firm can have up to 10,000 clients in one IAS account. So everybody's been asking, why are they changing? I hate change, and I agree. Nobody likes change. We're bookkeepers and accountants. Change is not our thing, but the world changes. There is a lot of clients, though, of Intuit that had limitations though. So before you could only have a certain number of clients in your Intuit in your QuickBooks Online accountant. And I don't know what the exact number is. I want to say low thousands, okay? If you were a really, really big firm though, that meant that once you got over that low threshold of clients, you had to create a secondary Intuit accountant, or sorry, QuickBooks Online accountant file. And then once you hit the max there, you had to open another Intuit accountant file. So you could conceivably have your clients fragmented in a number of Intuit accountant profiles, which is a pain in the butt if they're not all in the same spot. That's for the big firms. That's a big firm problem. So that's not a lot of people's problem. That's just the big guys that had that problem, right? On the flip side with that, the smaller firms, and something that probably a lot of you might be dealing with, potentially, maybe not, is that some of us, as they were starting off their firms, they would get their clients to invite, let's say, just their email address to their Intuit as an accountant user, right? So your firm might conceivably have a number of QuickBooks Online accountant accounts within the same firm, but everybody's kind of got their own account. So the clients are very fragmented there as well. What the realm consolidation allows us to do is bring, without losing access to our clients, it can bring all those clients into that one IAS portal, into that one IAS account. So if you've got a fragmented firm right now where some clients are with some accounts and other clients are with other accounts, you can use realm consolidation to bring all your clients into one IAS account so that your staff are only having to go into one place to find all of your clients. So it solves a problem for the big firms, and it solves a lot of problems for the little firms as well, so that we're more organized and we're only having to go to one place, which I think is fantastic and phenomenal. There is a really, really great link here. So I hope everybody has downloaded the handouts that is available in that resources tab of this webinar, because this link for realm consolidation explains how to do that, because I do feel like some of you are going to leave this call and go and do that and organize and flow your practice a little bit better, so that you can be all in one space. There are limitations though, of course, why wouldn't there be, right? But a client using the following features are not eligible for consolidation. So if you're using books to tax, you can't consolidate. And then for anybody using Box Online Document Management, any apps connected by the source firm, users will need to reconnect to resume data sync. So just there's a few things that you have to watch out for. But if you can, I would definitely consolidate all the firms that you might have. Also, if you have an account manager for your firm, definitely reach out to them. They can absolutely help you through doing these consolidations. I will say that I recently, my firm incorporated just over a year ago, and we we were able to use the same feature to be able to move from all my clients from the sole proprietor to the corporation as well, and so without losing access to our clients. So I know I follow a lot of the social media chats, and so there is technology to do that so that you don't lose your clients. So definitely check out that link. Reach out to your account manager if you need to, but the steps are pretty straightforward in how to do that. So definitely this is a big win for me in my books too. All right, client insights. So client insights in the Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate Beta. So this is one of those things that I would highly recommend you sign up for the Accelerate level of the Intuit Accountant Suite, because I think it's super cool. So it offers a high level view of all of your clients' accounts, and it will allow you to monitor key client metrics and provide proactive advice efficiently, without needing to access each client's books one by one. There is another great resource here in your handout for client insights. The prerequisites, though, so to be able to use client insights, is your firm must switch to the Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate Beta, okay? Eventually, this will have a fee attached to it once the beta mode is over. But while it's free, look into it, try it, practice with it, play with it, see if it's something that you think your firm will like and enjoy. And if it's not, then you don't worry about it, right? But only your firm's primary admin can make this change to the Intuit Accountant Suite. So if it's something you want to try, I would highly recommend getting whoever the primary admin on your team is to transition you. And I'm just going to go in quickly to my other firm, hoping I didn't get booted out. I did. Give me 1 second to get back in here. Because I just want to give you a little kind of sneak peek at why I think this is fun and why I think that it's a good resource and tool. Okay, so when you go into that all apps section with your firm, you've got the client insights. So under the service delivery, you've got client insights here. And you'll see that there's 3 different views or data view that you can look at for all of your clients in one spot. So there's the P&L data, balance sheet data, and bookkeeping data. You can also create other views and tailor this the way you want it. But if I open the P&L data, and this is just my practice firm, so I don't have tons of data in it, but it's fine. It's still going to serve the purpose. So you can see a listing of all your clients here, and then it shows you expenses versus previous periods. So this quarter versus the prior quarter. Okay, well, expenses are down 100%. Are we sure that that's right? Did we miss something, right? Or, whoa, expenses are way up, 1,600%. So it's just a really quick place to come and view all kinds of different things about all of your clients in one snapshot. So you can keep an eye on your clients and make sure that the data that's being entered is correct. I had a client where it flagged like the hydro was up by like 900% over the prior period, and I was like, whoa, what the heck happened? Well, it turns out they were running a bunch of space heaters. I have a lot of farm clients, and so it was actually a true thing, but it helped me to see like, whoa, right in my face, there was something big that happened, right? So that's a kind of a fun tool. And it made me ask them the question, and they were like, wow, she's really paying attention. I have another client, just a funny story, whose water bill went up drastically. And it turns out in their offices, they didn't realize that one of the toilets was leaking. And it was by seeing this on their profit and loss that I was like, hey, somebody needs to go and check the water. Like something's happening. And sure enough, there was a water leak in the toilet. And so it's just a quick view and overscan to say, we can quickly look at our clients and provide them with real life or real time data on how their books are doing and flag anything that's an anomaly, right? Under the bookkeeping data view, though, if I click on that, you'll see this one says like broken bank connections. So you can have a quick look at the broken, all the clients that need a broken bank connection fixed. And if that's something like maybe you have an admin on your team that can come in here every day and be like, oh, we got to reach out to, 123 Office Solutions and get them to rehook in their bank account because maybe we don't have access to the bank account, right? So you can have an admin monitoring this all the time and making sure that when your bookkeepers are ready to do the work, that they're going to be able to do the work, right? Everything's fixed, everything's good, everything's ready for them to go because your admin potentially is dealing with these broken bank connection issues for you to make your team more efficient. So that's just one way that I would use it. There are literally thousands of ways that you could use this. And so I really suggest you signing up for the IAS, the higher level that's in beta mode, and trying out all these features and seeing, if this would be something great for your practice to use as well. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is books close. Now, the books close is also a beta feature in IAS, so Intuit Accountant Suite, and it's designed to help accounting firms manage and complete monthly closing tasks for their clients efficiently. The books close dashboard is where you're going to go to onboard clients to the closing process, monitor the progress, and manage tasks directly within Intuit Accountant Suite. You're going to use it to track client close periods, due dates, assignments, status, and task completion. So prerequisites for this is that before you can use this books close feature, you need to make sure that you've opted into the Intuit Accountant Suite and that you've added the books close beta feature. So that's an extra button that you actually have to press. And again, your primary admin is the only one that can turn those things on or sign you up for that in your firm, and is able to onboard your clients to be able to use that books close feature. So definitely I would go out and look at that. Again, another really great link down here to be able to look at this feature a little bit more, but also teach you how to use it and provide you with more information about it. All right, that's it for me and showing you all the different products. I hope you guys loved seeing all of these new and exciting features and things coming up, but there's more. Just like an infomercial, but there's more, right? So Shirley is back with us, our wonderful community manager, and she's going to tell us all the community news that's happening. Take it away, Shirley.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. All right, everyone, welcome back. I hope you can hear me properly because I know there was a bit of an echo where I was previously, but hopefully, thumbs up, everyone can hear me just fine. Yay! Okay, great, 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 great. First, can we show some appreciation for Stephanie? Let's clap our hands for Stephanie. Thank you so much for walking us through these amazing updates. Now I want to share something I'm personally very, very excited about. Get connected, everybody. Get connected 2026 registration is officially live. Our annual in-person event for accounting professionals brings together our community of accountants, industry experts, and the Intuit team for a day of thought leadership, education, and networking. You can learn about the latest accounting tech, get updates on QuickBooks products, and hear from leaders in the accounting and bookkeeping space. It's your time to be inspired and walk away with actionable advice that you can truly move the needle for your practice. We're coming to Laval. That's in the greater Montreal area. We're going to be in Calgary. We'll also be in Mississauga. So if you're planning to attend, who's planning to attend? Give us a thumbs up if you are. If you're registering, do it today. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Oh, look at that. Yay! I'll be there. Stephanie, will you be there?
I am there. I wouldn't miss it.
Awesome. And we would absolutely love to meet you in person. Before I get into the next slide, get your phone out, get that Android or iPhone out, and make sure to scan to secure your spot and register. We'll share the registration links with you as well. So please, please get that phone out, scan, 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 scan. But like I said before, the registration links will be sent to you as well. There are a few upcoming product changes to be aware of. So starting May 2026, these classic experiences will be going away and the new experiences will become your default. So currently you and your clients have the options to toggle between these experiences, but after May, these options will no longer be available. However, the good news is that the already available today, which including AI powered bank feeds, the new invoice experience, modern reports, and QuickBooks on the Intuit platform. So again, all the links, resources you see on this slide can be found in your webinar handout for easy, very, very easy references. And again, I hope you still have your phone out before we wrap up. Please take a moment to complete the survey. Your feedback helps us understand what's working well and where we continue to improve future sessions. We appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts. Stephanie, before we close, any final words for everyone?
I hope to see you guys all at one of the Get Connected. So I can't wait to see everybody in person because I'm an in person kind of person. So I like that. But also, thank you for taking the time to be here with us. And definitely, you want to register for the next In the Know. I believe it's June 23rd, Shirley, is our next date. And it's just going to be fun product updates and different things that I think you guys will like to hear about. So definitely want to see you guys at the next session as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And a big thank you, Ricky, to Ricky as well for supporting in the background and answering all of your questions. Thank you all for spending your time with us today. And again, as a reminder, In the Know is a reoccurring webinar series. And as Stephanie mentioned, our next session will be hosted on January 23rd. So we hope you'll join us again. We hope that you're adding it to your calendar. And we know how valuable your time is, especially this time of year. So we'll see you at the next In the Know. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Thank you so much.